Hey geeks, are you ready for spring? I know I am, and let me tell you, that Elite Series event down on Guntersville has got me seeing red. Red as in the color, that is. And real soon, on the waters I fish and the waters you fish, those bass are going to be seeing it too. And man, do I have something for you. So like I said, during the springtime, a go-to color for any of us, really, during this time, and we're right in the middle of winter, it is a go-to color. Red is a go-to color for almost every angler. Now, I think there's a lot of different reasons for that. I think as we get spring rains in, as maybe the bass are still cold, I know as the crawfish come out, they've been burrowed up in a lot of these clay mud style places, and they can have a red hue to them, still have a lot of that orangish red color to them once we get around that 55 degrees. But for whatever reason, red and orange or Fire Craw seems to dominate from late winter through early spring. And this is a little company right here called Biz Baits. If you haven't seen them, they're out of North Carolina. We met this company a few years back, I believe down in Raleigh. And man, they make some incredible lures. They do a lot of special drops too, which is one of my favorite things in the world, when companies drop some really unique colors. Now last year we bought the entire Fire Craw bundle. Now, I know for a lot of you, it might be a little early for these sort of baits, but you better get them while the getting's good, because it is a very limited selection. This year, we didn't buy the entire bundle because we've still got some of the Biz Baits, and man, the bundle is incredible. We'll leave links in the description to pick it up at their website. I think it's on sale. I think it's like a $150 value, and you get it for like $118 for the entire bundle. And they've got different versions and variations to it too. But this is an incredible little group. So what we did is we picked up some of our favorites and some new updated versions in the Fire Craw bundle. And so we're going to start with this little sweet little bait right here. So we've got a kicker blade. This is a dual willow leaf, 1/2 ounce. Some features that I love about this: you've got that orange kicker blade, you've got the big oversized eye, you've got the hand tied, wire tied skirt on this thing, got the gold blade. Overcast day like today, this thing is literally fire. Now the water dirties up, you can change to this. Is a big time player when it dirties up. Cold water, big Colorado leaf, kicker Colorado leaf, slow rolling it down these banks. Everybody knows this is a cold water killer right here. And in the Fire Craw color, even more so. And again, the same thing. The only difference is, I love the big eyes, love the hooks. They've got the super slick hooks in them. Love the big eyes, love the hand-tied, wire-tied skirt. You got the big Colorado kicker and the big gold Colorado blade. Like I said, a day like today, overcast, a little bit of wind, this little bait is definitely your friend. Now, something else that I'm a huge fan of with them, and I've got several packs of these in kind of natural shad, but they've come out with the ring roller. So this has got BKK hooks in them. Super slick. I love the heads, got the eyes in them. I love for the heads to have the eyes in them. And I've got a couple of different sizes here. This is a 3/16 and this is a 1/4. And they've done a great job. The paint job on these suckers are incredible. And like I said, they've got those super slick BKKs in them. I picked these up because I didn't have these colors, but they also pair up very nicely with a couple of other baits. Now, we picked up 2 baits that you can pair up with this little ring roller. Right here is their minnow. Now this is the 4-inch minnow. I believe they have, it's either a 3 and a 4 or a 4 and a 5, something like that. I never can remember. This is my favorite size by them. And this is in the Fire Craw there. But they make an incredible little minnow bait. It's super soft, super durable. Love that Fire Craw color. It's just a color that nobody makes. And that when you're out there and everybody's dink-a-linking a little jig head minnow around, this is something different. One of the things that I really love to do with this as we get into spring is tightline it. So I'll put it on that and I'll take it and I'll tightline it down the bank so it's close, and those bass that are feeding on those craws, they'll knock the fire out of this. Another great thing that you can put on is this right here. This is their swimming minnow, and this is also in Fire Craw. Now this is a 3.5 inch, one of my favorite sizes. You see me use this a lot on my Alabama rig as far as like Swimbait sizes, that low 3.5 to 3 inch. Again, great little paddle tail. Look how soft that is. In the cold water, you're going to get some great action out of this little bait. Again, an incredible color, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite ways to do this, put that ring roller on there. It's going to have some great action, and literally just slow roll it down the bank. They will crush this during the spring. What's great about everything that we bought, it all kind of intermingles with each other. For example, you know, with the spinner baits, we can either put a straight tail on as a trailer. If we want to get a little more lift, we can put the swim bait on as a trailer. It's got a good little keeper on it, and you know what I always say, we're going to measure it out. Then I just put a little pick in it right there so that I can see where my hook is going to come out. And we'll go straight through the middle. Try and keep it dead center of the bait. You'll bring it out, shove it up over the keeper. And there you have it. Good, straight, and ready to get ate. One of the things that I love to do though, and we got a little brush pile over there, and I want to keep this in front of those bass. So we're going to go over here and we're going to drop a minnow around this brush pile in just a second. See if we can't catch one. So again, we're going to go straight through the nose. We're going to keep the bait good and straight. We're going to come out and we're just going to push it up over the keeper. There you have it. Now, let me show you the great thing about a welded closed ring on a little minnow bait like this. So the great thing about this is you don't have to tie a loop knot like we have here on this bait. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this through the loop, and we're just going to tie the pit seam knot today. We're going to gather both lines together, and then we're just going to wrap 5 to 7 times, come through that loop at the top, pull it down, and cinch it down there. There you've got the knot, and we'll snip it right there, and we are ready to go fish this across that lay down and see if anything comes up out of it. Oh yeah, geeks, it is the winter time, and you know that's one of the things you're getting ready to upgrade is maybe your crafts. Well, if you're getting those Echo Maps by Garmin, you better get those Echo Map locks from Boat Effects. But I don't even want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about your boat steps. Listen, I know you've heard me tell you this story several times, but I know of 2 guys who on this particular lake lost their lives. One of them at the boat ramp. One of them fell across the tongue of his trailer in the wintertime and broke his ribs and could have easily drowned. We're talking about at the boat ramp loading and unloading. Especially if you're like me and you're by yourself. Especially, look, I'm going to be 52 in April. I've got friends who are much older than me, and we want to be able to fish for as long as we can. Nothing substitutes my boat steps. Every time, and I heard, hey, if it was you, make sure you say it again, please, in the comment section below. One of you geeks out there, every time he left a comment, I don't remember what video, but every time he loads and unloads, he thinks about how much he loves his boat steps. And let me tell you, likewise. I say it every time. I am a big dude. I weigh about 350. And I'll just tell you, it means the world. Get the extended handle. You're not going to reach. It's why I don't like. It's why, look, this boat came with boat steps, or would have, but I told them to keep them. Not because I work with boat effects, but because they're better steps. I'm not reaching or lunging. They've got better options for their handles to steady you with, the boomer step. They're just safer, geeks. They're just safer as we get older. Go check them out. Got one of the best discount codes, and make sure you check out that link in the description. It does help. All right, so let's talk about rod, reel, and line for this little minnow. And this is a rod, reel, and line setup that I use for a lot of my different minnows. This is the Douglas Rods X Matrix. I call it the Matrix all the time, but it's actually an X Matrix. And this is their high end. It's got the EVA foam on it, a good EVA foam. If you guys didn't see the live stream that I did with Debo and Tackle Junkie, you know, we talk about sometimes how there's good EVA and there's bad EVA. This is the good stuff. This is a 7-foot medium fast action, perfect for this 1/4 ounce and, you know, a little bit of weight of the bait. I've got that coupled with a Fitzgerald stunner. Now, this is a great reel, and I've got some really bad news. Fitzgerald's getting out of the reel business. They're going back to strictly, you know, I guess just rods. This is a Fitzgerald stunner. This is a great reel. There's a few of them left on Tackle Warehouse, which, by the way, if you do shop on Tackle Warehouse and you do like the channel, we don't do memberships or Patreon, or because we like to be all inclusive. We like to include every single one of you geeks out there that watch, love us, and support us, and not charge you anything for anything special. So the best way to help us out is to click that link in the description, bookmark it, make sure you keep it so that anytime you go buy anything from Tackle Warehouse, use that link or scan that QR code, bookmark it on your mobile device. Now, as for line, we've got 10-pound, love the pink braid, best casted braid. Again, I'll say this, and now it's indisputable because the new silk braid from K9 is out there, and I've got 8-pound test Pro 100 K9 line, and I do have a 10% off discount for you guys on their website. Now, they, again, I don't think I was supposed to have said this because they're not there yet, so Tackle Warehouse may kick my butt. Sorry, Tackle Warehouse, but I do believe they're coming to Tackle Warehouse. All right, now let's go fish this thing. The great thing about the Fire Craw bundle is, I know for a lot of you guys, I know for me, the Fire Craw is a little bit early, but they only do a limited run. So you need to make sure you go ahead and go to Biz Baits, follow that link down there in the description. It's not an affiliate link, and go pick them up now. Be ready for when it is the right time. Now down in North Carolina and, you know, that sort of stuff, it's probably getting right down there. This time of year for me, this is what I'm going to fish, and I'm going to fish it very close to the bank. I'm going to tightline this little sucker, right? I'm going to fish it over top of brush piles and that sort of thing. That's what I really like to do with this. Get it down there. We know we got a bunch of bass over here on a couple of blowdowns that are sitting down there a little bit deeper. We're just going to take this thing, throw it at them, and we're just going to tightline it. We're just going to go down that bank and down that brush pile, shaking it. Now, We are going to be using forward-facing sonar with this, but without forward-facing sonar, you can go down banks like this behind me, stay back off of them, make a cast, let it go to the bottom, give it just a little bit of lift, start reeling and tightlining that thing. That's what tightlining is. You're just shaking it, letting it pendulum back, letting it contour that bottom. You wouldn't believe how many fish I catch during the wintertime doing different baits that way. Now, as we start getting warmer, that's when I'm gonna break out the spinner baits and, you know, the swim baits. It's gonna be time for that, especially once we get up for the spinner baits into, say, that 50, 55, 56 degree water temps. So be ready for the spring. Get your Fire Craw on. Now with this bait right here, 90% of the time you're gonna see me straight up hook set, and I'm just gonna reel them up. Good solid hooks on this thing. Make sure your drag's set right so you're fighting the bass the way you should. That's why we do rod, reel, and line. Having the proper rod, reel, and line helps you cast the bait as far as you can cast and land the bass you need to land when you get them hooked up. That's probably the most important thing when it comes to rod, reel, and line, is landing the bass. That's where it really is key. Places that I'm really going to fish this right now, this and the Swimbait are the two key ones that I'm going to fish this time of year. And it's going to be places that we're in right now. The mouths of creeks, the mouths of ditches, somewhere where I can get this bait really close to the bottom and just kind of moving real slow. Listen, bass are dumb. Because that don't look like a crawdad, don't mean they won't treat it like one. So like I said, make sure you go and get this Biz Baits bundle. I'm telling you, it's got some incredible products in it. They go very quickly, so make sure you go check them out. I don't know how many's still on the website by the time you're going to see this. All right, otherwise, if you want to see some more, because they've got swim jigs, they've got, I mean, you name it. I'm going to leave a link right here to the video where we bought the entire bundle last year, so you can see everything that there is to fish out of this thing. It's incredible. This bundle is incredible. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comments section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. I'm telling you, big things are coming in 2026. Can't talk about them all just yet. Don't want to talk about them all. Don't want to jinx myself. But we need you 100. Thank you. You geeks rock.